Well, that was fucking weird. Oh hey, would you look at that? It's a piece of shit. You know when you look back at something from your past and you just get this rushing wave of nostalgia flowing through you? Even if what you're looking at is utter shit, it can still make you want to revisit it for that nostalgic rush.
You can double jump, but sometimes even that can't save you.
Yeah. Ahoy, me mateys! Wait, that's not it. Tally ho, me mates! Wait, that is right, isn't it? My name is Smackers, and I decided to throw a party to welcome just one guy's opinion back to the channel, and you're invited! In fact, you're the only guest. Please don't leave me. In this series, I decide if a game deserves to be smacked or not. If it's good, it gets a reward, but if it's bad, it gets smacked. In the past, I rated games out of 10s. I need both hands for this. There you go. In the past, I rated games out of 10 smacks. The more smacks it got, the worse the game was. But that's about to change. Call it a revamp of the show, if you like, if that's even the right word. So then let's turn our attention to this surprise party guest, Bust a Nut. If you were the only other person who turned up for this party, then it just looks like we're gonna have to bust a nut together. I mean, bust a groove.
You ever thought about mixing rhythm and fighting genres together to create a thrilling and competitive and exhilarating fusion of floaty dancing and supernatural combat involving an Italian disco freak, teenage mad scientist, a jailed street gangster who literally shoots up the competition, a secretary who's obsessed with age play, a fortune teller who's also a stripper who's also a fucking assassin, and a giant robot that shoots green hell lasers? Well, of course you haven't. That's like taking a load of Digimon and fusing them into one creature and calling it something stupid like, I don't know, Chimeramon. Oh wait, they actually did that. Okay, well then it's like taking two plebs like, oh, I don't know, Yamcha and Tien, and making them fuse. I mean, really, that'd be just fucking stupid. Oh, that happened too. Right then, it's like turning fucking Metal Gear Solid into a zombie survival horror game. Fuck! It's an odd combination of genres, and to be honest, it's a bit of a strange game. Not to be confused with the puzzle game Puzzle Bobble, which was retitled to Bust a Move for its Western release. Basically, Bust a Nut is a rhythm game in the same vein as Parappa the Rapper, where you need to push a series of buttons to the rhythm of the music. It's like Guitar Hero, but instead of guitars, you use your feet. The story of the game is quite meh. There are 10 dancers to choose from, and each of them have been infused with a strange dancing energy from outer space called the Groovatron. Yep, you heard me.
But what the hell is the Groovatron? How did it power the dancers? Is it a machine? Where did it come from? What does it do? Is it of alien origin? Can it give me a back rub? Is it sentient? Where is it now? How does one gain its power?
Whoa! This Groovatron ain't that bad after all.
Each of the dancers have their own personal dancing style, and all have their own unique stories. Some more regular, while some are more interesting, but we'll get to that shit later. There are 10 characters to choose from the start of the game, and 4 unlockable characters that you acquire as you play the game. Each of these characters have the same mystical power of the Groovatron, and each use it for their own purposes and to complete their goals. For example, Ham, a 30-year-old ex-dancing burger restaurant employee, wants to use the power of the Groovatron to help him diet. You know, with a power like that, I'm sure he could just lose weight as conveniently as he wanted, but no, he's only using the power to help him diet. What, is the Groovatron gonna write his resignation letter for him? The first step is getting him the fuck away from that burger place! Story mode is quite simple, in the fact there isn't one. There's basically an arcade mode where you go through 12 stages going one-on-one against other dancers and a sub-boss until coming to the final boss, Robo-Z. Yeah, it's simple, but the journey through those 12 stages is full of unique, diverse bops that you can't help but tap your foot to, until you play through them again and again and again and again. If you're planning to unlock all 4 hidden characters, you've got to complete the game multiple times with different characters, which means having to play through the exact same songs multiple times. It's so bloody repetitive. I couldn't even finish recording the gameplay footage because I was so bored going through 12 stages per character.
I mean, sure, those 12 stages do include different genres of music, but it's not enough to make me want to keep going back over and over again. I mean, the back of the box says 70s funk, disco, soul, and the ultimate vibes of 90s house and techno. It's the coolest game around, no competition. No bloody competition. 2 years before this we had Parappa the Rapper, and honestly this game's got nothing on the rapper.
But seriously, yes, the tracks are good, and I'm not gonna lie, the majority of the animations are pretty good too. Each character's dancing styles are well animated and pulled off nicely. Except for this. What the fuck is this?
Now onto the gameplay, eh?
The gameplay is very straightforward. On screen you'll see a mix of directional arrow buttons and also a circle or X button. Each song is in a typical 4/4 rhythm and a button must be pressed in time with the 4th beat, depending on which button is displayed. Circle is usually the first button that appears, so just press that bad boy on your controller on the 4th beat and congratulations, you've beaten the game. But don't worry, because if you aren't very rhythmical,
Dancy.
then you'll also have the green bar flashing on every beat to help you with your timing. As you correctly time more button presses, you'll start to see arrows popping up. You have to press those arrows in the correct order any time before the beat ends, and then press the following button. That's it. That's freaking it. That's the whole game. It's fun. As you progress with your button inputs, you'll notice a combo meter at the bottom. Unless you're shit at the game, then you won't. The higher this combo meter goes, the harder and more complex your button combinations will become. Once you hit combo level 8, you'll get a real fucking hard combo to do, and if successful, you'll do a move called a freeze, and this will give you some super duper points, which leaves you invulnerable to special attacks for 1 bar. Speaking of which, I haven't covered the jammers yet. Fuck.
Now, if dancing your opponent to death wasn't good enough, you can also use the power of the Groove OST to take your opponent down a notch.
In the top 2 corners of the screen, you'll see
2 cheeky little emojis.
2 on your side and 2 on your opponent's. It's almost like they're rubbing it in the opponent's face that they're about to get fucking destroyed. If you input your arrows and then press triangle on the 4th beat instead of the displayed button, you'll do a special attack named a jammer. The jammer, if successful, will knock your opponent down for 2 bars, but they can also do the same to you. But don't worry, if the opponent performs a jammer on you, just press square on the 4th beat and you'll do some
Flippity floppity shit.
But be careful, because after performing a jammer or a dodge, you'll be required to input the same dance commands again that you just did, which sucks if you performed them on hard frickin' dance. You'll also notice that you'll start getting 2 different dance command paths. The top one usually is the easier move and gives less points, and the bottom one would give you more points but gives you more difficult commands. Also, you may be wondering where the scoreboard is. Is this it? No, it isn't. God knows what that's for.
No, seriously, I have no fucking idea.
There is no visible score counter.
Then how do we know if we're winning or not, smackers?
Well, I'll tell you how. The only way to tell who's winning depends on the camera. If the camera is focused on you, you're winning, and vice versa for the opponent. You want to get the highest combos possible and get that sweet camera time. And if you do end up winning with a high score, your character does this funky solo dance, basically saying "fuck off" to the opponent after you beat them. Eventually in each song, you'll enter the solo dance segment where you and your opponent take turns doing dance moves. You can take one of the 2 dance routes, but there is also a 3rd hidden route for each character, which gives you mega points. The only way to know it's there is to input the correct combination successfully without the initial commands being on screen. But how the fuck are we meant to know that without the bloody internet? The only fucking problem with these secret moves is the obnoxious announcer always says directly after it, every damn time. This announcer gets on my titties, as his overbearing voice can be distracting at times and just gets goddamn annoying. Also, I swear sometimes when I know I hit the buttons correctly and on time, the game gives me a miss which resets my entire combo. Okay, so now can we finally ask, what the fuck is up with this woman? Apparently she works in an office during the day, but at night she goes to secret parties and has an obsession with everything infantile. I'm not joking. She is basically into age play and probably enjoys having sex with men whilst dressing and acting like a baby. Alright, that's whatever. Each to their own. Fucking weird, man!
But what happens after the sex? Does she revert back to normal? Or does she stay in her baby form and be all like, "Please, daddy, can I have a bottle of milk?" Each to their own, I suppose. But for a dancing game aimed at kids, it is a tad bit weird. But who am I to judge? It's 2019. You can be whoever you like. Even if you are dressing up as a fucking baby.
At the end of each character's quote-unquote story mode, you see a short cutscene which helps tell their individual story. Some make a bit of sense, whilst others are just plain confusing. Finally, there's also a 2-player mode where you can dance off against a friend, a practice mode to practice your timing and combos, and also a dance view mode where you can view specific dance moves for each character, but you have to have beaten their story mode first.
Also, if you value your sanity, do not play as Hero at all, because all you will hear is... Now that about wraps it up. Bust a Nut is a fun, simple rhythm game that can be entertaining for a short while, but it's very tedious playing it over and over again. As a kid, I really did enjoy this game, but even then I found it quite hard to play the same songs over and over again. It's fun for a short while, but there really isn't a lot of replayability value to it. Overall, this game isn't actually that bad of a game. It just kinda lacks in the content department. It was one of my very first rhythm games, and it probably actually helped me to keep a beat, and later on in life I actually went on to learn how to play the drums, so it's got to have helped somewhere. Nevertheless, the music's quite diverse, the graphics and the animation are pretty good for the time, there's a good amount of characters to choose from, each with their own dancing styles, and the faster songs can even give people who are good at keeping a beat a hard time. So, therefore, this game deserves a nice reward in my book. And that reward? A dance with me! That'll do.
Don't forget to like the video, and please subscribe. Hey mates, thanks a bunch for watching this video. This is the first game review video I've done for quite some time, considering the last one I made never saw the light of day, considering I accidentally lost all the footage. What can you do? You may have noticed I've tried to take this video in a slightly different direction compared to the last 3 in the series, and it'd be great if you could leave me a comment on this video letting me know what you thought. It's actually been quite good getting back into doing reviews, and I'm hoping to do more of these JOGO videos in the future. Also guys, I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who subscribed, commented, liked, and shared my videos around. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much guys, and don't forget to also share this video around if you enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you lovely people in the next video. Bye for now.
I don't know if I picked it up. You know when you look back at something from your past and you get a flowing You know when you look...
You get flowing
Yeah, love that flowing
Yum yum.
Just us trying to be normal.
What is normal?
You know when you look back at something from your past and you just get a rushing wave of... And honestly, this game's got nothing on the rapper. That's the one I'm using, I don't care. Bust a Nut is a fun, simple rhythm game which is entertaining for a short while, but it... As a kid, I really did enjoy it, but I couldn't stand it. It actually helped me to practice to keep it. I'll do.